He conquered the world, but was destroyed by the one thing he couldn't conquer: misplaced trust. Imagine a man who stared down armies, who redrew the map of the known world, brought to his knees not by a foreign king, but by the smiles of his friends. This is the story of Julius Caesar, a warrior, a leader, a legend whose life became a timeless lesson. Caesar's story is the ultimate underdog tale. He wasn't born into supreme power. He carved it out of sheer will and ambition. From the chaotic streets of Rome, he rose, his courage a forge that built an empire. He led his legions across Gaul, crossed the Rubicon, and stood as the undisputed master of Rome. The people loved him, the Senate feared him, and the world watched in awe. He was more than a man. He was a symbol of strength, of victory, of what one person could achieve against all odds. His triumphs were legendary. He expanded Roman territory to its furthest reaches, reformed the calendar, and gave land to his veterans. He was a visionary, a builder, but as he built his empire, a crack was forming in its very foundation. A crack not of stone or steel, but of human hearts. The very courage that won him battles made him vulnerable in the political arena. He saw the best in people, even when they were plotting his demise. He believed in loyalty, even as betrayal sharpened its knives in the shadows. Think about the irony. The same men who celebrated his victories, who rode in his triumphs, who called him father of the country, were the ones who would end his reign. They smiled to his face, pledged their allegiance, and all the while their envy and fear festered. They saw his power not as a gift to Rome, but as a threat to their own ambition. It's a chilling reminder that proximity doesn't equal loyalty. The ones closest to you can sometimes hold the sharpest daggers. And then came the Ides of March, the day the world changed forever. Caesar entered the Senate, not a battlefield, but a chamber of supposed allies. He was surrounded not by enemy soldiers, but by his own senators, his own friends. One by one, they lunged. Stab after stab, the daggers found their mark. But it wasn't the physical wounds that truly killed him. It was the final, devastating blow of betrayal. As he lay dying, he saw a familiar face among his assassins, Marcus Brutus, a man he had mentored, a man he had forgiven, a man he considered almost a son. In that moment of ultimate agony, Caesar uttered his famous last words, "Et tu, Brute? You too, Brutus?" Those three words weren't a question of surprise. They were a declaration of profound heartbreak. It was the final, soul-crushing realization that his trust, his faith in another human being, had been the fatal weapon. Caesar's fall teaches us a brutal but necessary truth. Power never kills a king, trust does. His story isn't just ancient history, it's a mirror reflecting our own lives. We all have people we trust, people we let into our inner circle. Caesar's tragedy urges us to look closer. Not every smile is genuine, not every word of praise is sincere. Loyalty is rare, a treasure to be cherished. Betrayal, however, is easy, born from jealousy, fear, and ambition. So how do we apply this lesson? It's not about becoming paranoid or cynical. It's about becoming wise. It's about understanding that emotions can blind your judgment. You can be a good person, a trusting person, but you must not be a naive one. Trust is a gift, a powerful one. Don't hand it out freely. Give it wisely to those who have earned it through their actions, not just their words. Observe people's patterns. Do their actions align with their promises? Are they with you during your struggles or only during your triumphs? True loyalty is tested in the fire of adversity, not in the warmth of success. Caesar's mistake was pardoning his enemies and believing they had changed. Without seeing that their underlying nature remained the same, he chose to be forgiving, but forgot to be vigilant. Be strong, but not blind. Build your own empire, whether it's in business, your career, or your personal life. Be courageous, be ambitious, be a leader. But as you rise, remember the lesson of Caesar. Keep your eyes open. Understand that the greatest threats often come disguised as the greatest allies. Your strength is your foundation, but your wisdom is your shield. Protect your inner circle as fiercely as you build your legacy. The story of Julius Caesar is a powerful motivator. It shows us the heights of human potential and the depths of human treachery. It reminds us to be architects of our destiny, but also guardians of our trust. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the past. If you found this story powerful and want more lessons from history to fuel your own rise, be sure to subscribe to Journey to Next Level. Click that bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay strong, stay wise, and we'll see you in the next video. He conquered the world, but was destroyed by trust. It's a stark reminder that even the strongest among us can fall when they place their trust in the wrong hearts. We're talking about a man whose name echoes through eternity. Julius Caesar, a warrior, a leader, a legend. His story isn't just about battles and conquest. It's a profound lesson in human nature, power, and the devastating price of misplaced faith. Imagine rising from the ashes of obscurity to command the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. That was Caesar. His journey was a masterclass in ambition, strategy, and sheer willpower. He faced down entire armies, navigated treacherous political landscapes, and won the hearts of the Roman people. His courage built an empire brick by brick, victory by victory, but the very foundation of his power, the relationships he forged, became the cracks that would shatter it all. The tragedy of Caesar is not that he was defeated by a foreign enemy on the battlefield, it's that he was brought down in the heart of his own city by men he called his allies, his friends. The very senators who once applauded his triumphs, who showered him with honors, were the ones who secretly sharpened their daggers. It's a chilling thought. The ones who cheer your name the loudest might be the ones plotting your downfall. They smiled to his face while hiding knives behind their backs. This leads us to one of the most famous last words in history. Et tu, Brute? You too, Brutus? These words weren't just a question, they were an expression of ultimate betrayal. Brutus was not just a fellow senator, he was someone Caesar had pardoned, mentored, and treated almost like a son. Seeing him among the assassins was the final, fatal blow, not just to his body, but to his spirit. In that moment, Caesar understood a devastating truth. Not every smile is loyal, not every handshake is genuine. He learned far too late that the most dangerous enemies are often the ones you never suspected. So, what does the fall of this great man teach us thousands of years later? It teaches us that loyalty is a rare and precious jewel, while betrayal is common and easy. It teaches us that power itself doesn't kill a king, trust does. When you're climbing the ladder of success, when you're building your own empire, whether it's in business, your career, or your personal life, your judgment is your most critical asset. You must learn to see beyond the surface, to discern true character from a well-rehearsed performance. This isn't about becoming paranoid or cynical. It's about being wise. It's about understanding that your emotions, your desire to see the best in people, can sometimes blind you to the red flags waving right in front of you. Don't let your heart override your instincts. Trust is a gift, a powerful one. You don't hand it out freely, you bestow it upon those who have proven themselves worthy time and time again. Think about your own life. Who are you giving your trust to? Are their actions consistent with their words? Do they celebrate your victories genuinely? Or do you sense a hint of envy in their eyes? Caesar's story is a timeless warning to be strong but not blind, to be open-hearted but not naive. Protect your inner circle as fiercely as you protect your goals. Your circle of trust is the fortress that guards your dreams. If its walls are breached by betrayal, everything you've built can come crumbling down. The lesson from Caesar's fall isn't to never trust anyone. That would be a lonely and miserable existence. The lesson is to trust wisely, to observe, to listen, and to test the loyalty of those around you. True allies will stand with you through storms, not just to bask in your sunshine. They will tell you hard truths, not just what you want to hear. They will defend your name when you're not in the room. So as you move forward, carry this lesson with you. Be a Caesar in your ambition, in your courage, in your relentless pursuit of greatness, but learn from his fatal mistake. Build your empire on a foundation of solid, proven loyalty. Give your trust as a reward for integrity, not as an opening bid. Be strong, be discerning, and remember the words whispered in the Roman Senate: power never kills a king, trust does. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this lesson powerful, make sure to subscribe to Journey to Next Level for more Roman motivation. Hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay strong and trust wisely.